Welcome to the lair of the Batty Boffin.
Hi there Batty fans, a little more multiplying with the Batty Boffin. In earlier videos we've done multiplying by drawing out boxes and splitting our big numbers into easier small numbers, doing all the individual bits and then kind of adding them up together at the end. Now that's fine, but it does tend to get a little bit unwieldy if you're dealing with very large numbers, and an easier way and a more compact way is setting them out like this. This is often known as traditional long multiplication, or the compact method I often call it, because you tend to end up with a smaller amount of stuff and not quite so many millions of zeros all over the place. It actually does exactly the same maths as the grid method one, particularly if you have that grid method where you draw them all out and you put the numbers in and then you add them up along the lines and get just a few totals to add up instead of having to add up like 12 numbers or something. So it's actually in fact exactly the same maths as that, just laid out slightly differently. So we're going to have a go at doing 342 times 26 by this compact method. And what we're going to do, we're in fact only going to partition one of the numbers. It doesn't matter which you split up. I usually split up the top number, you can do either. And I'm just going to write it out down the side just so that we know what we're doing. So I'm going to split up this top number, and I'm going to split it up into a 2 and a 40 and a 300. And what I'm going to do on this line of working, I'm going to do 2 lots of 26, and then on this line of the working we're going to do 40 lots of 26, and then on this row of the working we're going to do 300 times 26. Then below that we'll add them all up and our total will come down there, and that will be 342 times 26. So what I'm doing is I'm just partitioning the top number. We're going to do the working and then we'll just have 3 things to add up instead of lots more. So, some people like to kind of circle the numbers as they're doing them to help keep track of what you're doing, and I'm probably going to do that. You can if you wish to, and not if you want. By the way, I'm usually going to write out these kind of helps down the side just to keep track, to show what I'm doing. When you get good at this and you get confident, you don't have to write those out, but if you find them helpful, then by all means do. So here we go then. First of all, we're going to do 2 times everything on the bottom. Starting off with the smaller numbers just so that everything carries nicely and just tots itself up. We're going to do 2 times 6. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 down and carry the 1. So there's our 12. Next we're going to do 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, plus that 1 there is 5. And you'll see there that 2 times 26 is in fact 52. So what we did was a 2 times 6, and we did a 2 times 20 like you would do in the grid method, but we didn't actually say 2 times 20 and put the naught on the end because we'd already moved over a column, so that kind of automatically did the noughts on the end. That's why this method's so clever. You don't get all those loads of noughts. This kind of sorts it out for you. So there we've done 2 times 26. So let's move on to the next one. Now we're going to do 4 times everything. But of course it's actually 40, isn't it? So what we do, that naught, we put here, an extra naught. And what we've done is just pushed everything over one column, so that instead of doing 4 times everything, we're actually doing 40. But we don't have to think about that. We kind of automatically does it for you. So, 4 times 6. 4 sixes are 24. 4 down, carry the 20. And then 4 times 2. 4 times 2 is 8, plus those 2 is 10, 0 down, and carry the 1. But we've finished now, so that can be a proper 1. And if you check out what 40 times 26 is, you'll find it is, yes, 1040. That is 40 times 26. Right, next one. We're now going to do 300 times everything. But in order to make sure that our 3 is actually a 300, we're going to put down 2 noughts. Okay, so 1 nought, we put down 1 nought, 2 noughts, we put down 2 noughts. And you always end up with this little kind of right angled triangle of noughts there. And what that's doing is just shifting everything over by the tens for you. So, 3 times everything. 3 times 6, 3 sixes are 18, 8 down, carry the 1. And 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6, plus that 1 is 7. So 300 times 26 is 7,800. And now we've got some adding up to do, and it's always dead easy adding up because of all these zeros. They make it so easy. 2 plus 0 plus 0. That'll be 2. 5 plus 4 plus 0. That's 9. 0 plus 8. That's 8. And 1 plus 7. That's 8 again. So the answer is 8,892. It's a dead easy method, isn't it? It really is very easy. And it's really compact compared to the grid method, which is really handy, because grid method's okay if you're doing like 2 digits by 2 digits or 2 by 3. But if you get to do like 4 digits by 4 digits, you end up with so many things to add up, and people almost always go wrong by kind of getting their columns wrong or the wrong number of noughts and things like that, and it all kind of goes all splat and horrible. So, compact method, great method, really small, really quick. We're going to do another couple, so pop back in a minute when I've wiped down the board. Right, here are a couple we worked through together. I'll go through the first one with you, and then you're going to have a go at the second. Now, these ones are actually 3 digit by 3 digit, which is slightly bigger than the ones we've done, but it makes absolutely no difference to the working. And you'll find that these compact method ones don't particularly get much bigger when the numbers get bigger. So first of all, I'm going to just partition this top one. I'll do it in red actually. So that's going to be, we start with the smallest numbers on here so that we get the carriers. So we're going to do a 7 times 154. Then we're going to do 20 times 154. And then we're going to do 500 times 154. And then the answer is going to come at the bottom. You get one row of working for each digit in the top up there. So let's start off. We'll do the top line together, and then you can do some of the others. We're going to start off by doing 7 times everything on the bottom. 7 times 4, that's 28. Put the 8 down and carry the 20. Then we're going to do 7 times 5. 7 times 5 is 35, plus those two, 37. And then we're going to do 7 times 1, 7, plus those 3 makes 10. Note down and carry the 1, but we finished, so that can be a proper 1. So 7 times 154 is 1078. Just going to cross out those carries a little bit more. Right, for the next one, we're going to do 20 times 154, but of course to make it easier, we put down a naught and then just do 2 times 154. Okay, your turn. Off you go. It should look like this. 2 times 4 is 8. And then 2 times 5, that's 10. Note down and carry the 1. And then 2 times 1, that's 2. Plus that 1, 3. Did you get that? I hope so. Next one, we're doing 500 times 154. But as ever, to make it easier, we'll put down 2 noughts and then do 5 times 154. Okay, you know what you're doing. Off you go. Here's what it should look like. 5 times 4 is 20. Naught down, that's another naught, and carry the 2. 5 times 5 is 25, plus those 2 is 27. That's another new column there. And then 5 times 1 is 5, plus that 2, that's 7. So when we add all that lot up, we should get the answer. Your turn to have a go at that. Should be pretty easy. Here we go. That's an 8. 7 and 8, that's 15. 5 down and carry the 1. Ooh, gosh, that's a tricky column, isn't it? 1. Then we've got, that's an 11 and an 8. So we should end up with 81,000, that's a comma there. 81,158. Fabulous work! Right. Hope you know what you're doing, because this one's all yours. First of all, partition this top number, write out the helps here, 2 times, 40 times, 60 times, line at the bottom, 2 times everything, 40 times everything, 600 times everything, and see what you get for your answer. Here we go then. 2 times 315. 2 times 5, that's 10. 2 times 1 is 2, plus that 1 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. You should have had 630 on your first line. Note down, did you remember that? And then we're doing 4 times everything. 4 5s are 20. 4 times 1 is 4, plus those, 5, 6. And 4 3s are 12. 12,600. Next one, putting 2 noughts down, so there's our little triangle again. 6 times 5, that's 30. Ooh, another extra nought there. So I should have put a circle around that. 6 times 1 is 6, plus those gives you a 9. And 6 times 3 is 18. Oh, crashing into the next sum there, which gives us a final answer of 0 and a 3. 6 and 6 is 12, 2 down and carry the 1. That adds up to another 12. That adds up to a 10, and that's a 2 there. 202,230. Well, I hope you got that. Well done if you did. If you didn't, just go back, watch them again, maybe watch some of the earlier videos if you're not too sure about the partitioning. And if you did, give yourself a pat on the head, a gold star and a chocky bicky. See you next time, Batty fans.